Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about taking advantage of your self-talk. If this is your first time here, please subscribe and hit that bell. Did you know that practicing good, positive self-talk can be a game changer in your life? If you want to know more, please stick around for a few minutes, relax, put your feet up. Let's do this. So the question is, what is self-talk? And I know it sounds kind of obvious. I mean, it's like what you say to yourself, right? I know, but there are so many thousands of thoughts that we have that we, in any given day, there are just tens of thousands of things we say to ourselves. How much of that stuff is talking to ourselves, and how much of it is really saying good things or bad things? So the most important part about this is the subconscious in regards to your self-talk. The self-conscious is a really cool thing. It's like a huge data bank of just everything that you see, that you hear, that you feel, emotions, whatever. It collects everything, whether real or imagined. It's all right there. It hears all, it sees all. It's a pretty cool thing that we have, that subconscious, and it can be very, very powerful if we tap into it in the right way, using self-talk that will be beneficial for us. Okay, so I'll be the first to admit, for a long time, I feel like I've been talking to myself kind of in a negative way. And I know that we think of ourselves, well, I don't say bad things about myself. Maybe out loud you don't, but what's your internal dialogue, you know? So I'm like, I may say stuff to myself that maybe not smart enough, not good enough, not worthy enough, whatever you want to say. We say so much to ourselves on the inside, and so I am guilty of that. It's like, I think maybe the last video, I'm guilty of being a people pleaser as well. The things that I do, these videos, kind of are about me and things I am struggling with myself, things I've been overcoming, and recently, self-talk has been something has been really cool for me. I've turned it into kind of a positive thing. And try to be more intentional, I guess is the word I'm looking for, and how and what I say to myself. So I've been focusing on that. So self-talk, self-love, I guess, and what we say to ourselves has a lot of beneficial stuff for us. It increases our vitality. What is vitality? Man, we freaking love life. That is vitality. We have this energy. We have this glow about us that people can see. That's what I'm talking about, vitality. We have more life satisfaction. People who are more positive have immune system stronger, right? Cardio stronger. What else? Physical well-being stronger. Also reduces your risk of death, and for sure reduces your level of stress, which is what I need. I need less stress in my life. The things I got going on in my life right now, job, I'm actually back in school. That's right, I'm telling you all that I am back in school, getting my doctorate, and so I'm trying to raise my level, and that's very stressful. And so I'm thinking, you know what, I don't want to be stressed out all the time, trying to juggle everything, so I become more intentional about what I'm putting in here. So do you want to change your self-talk? I've been trying to change. I'm working on it. I haven't been doing it for very long, but I'm seeing a lot of changes. This is no lie. I really have. This stuff really works. So how do you do it? Well, you have to kind of first identify your negative thoughts. I know you actually have to see what you're saying to yourself, and that requires being mindful. So who are you? What are you putting up here? And I'm guilty of all these things. We have patterns of what we are doing in our lives, what we're saying when we say them to ourselves, and how we view life and situations. Maybe you take everything personally. You know, I've done that before in my life. Maybe you are magnifying things to be worse than they are. That's like anxiety 101. When we see things much bigger than they really are, that causes a lot of anxiety and negativity in our life. When we are catastrophizing, okay, we're thinking of worst case scenarios instead of best case scenarios. We're thinking of the worst possible thing that could ever happen in this situation. That is called catastrophizing. So again, I'm guilty of that. Polarizing, what that basically means is that you either see things as all good or all bad. And if you tend to think that way, if you tend to think in like black and white thinking, in other words, you might be having a great day, and if like one thing goes wrong, the whole day is just ruined. It's either this or it's this, and I've done that before, I have to admit. Also, if you are saying things out loud, not just to yourself, but to other people or about other people, right? Things that we say that maybe it won't be the nicest thing in the world, or we judge other people. When we put that out there, it's like a magnet, and it brings negativity to us when we have these negative thoughts about other people, whether it be judging them or thinking not nice things about them, which I think is amazing because we don't realize how much we put out there, and the vibrations and energy kind of like sucks it back to us. And so we put out negativity and it comes right back to us. So we have to be careful about what we say to other people and about other people. Okay, so how do we start that process of switching from negative self-talk to positive self-talk? One is you got to recognize who you are and accept who you are. If you're a negative person and that's just how you roll, then accept that about yourself. The more we try to fight things, we actually focus and concentrate on them more. And when we do that, those things kind of expand. So just accept, and that's what I had to do about myself, is accept, okay, I have some negativity in my life. I have some habits that really aren't healthy for me that I've been doing literally for decades. And so I am trying to, for example, anxiety. This has been a recent revelation for me where I've been actually accepting this, that yes, I have some amount of anxiety in my life, where before I didn't want to even recognize it, like, yeah, I'm a little stressed out, or I'm a little this or whatever. I never could really admit that, yes, I have anxiety. And something about doing that liberated me, and like, okay, that's cool. So now I've become more mindful of those symptoms that I have, the physical symptoms especially, and it's really, like I said, really liberating. I really begun to appreciate that, and it's helped me to go forward to manage that anxiety. So self-awareness is probably the best thing to do to start going forward and trying to change your negative self-talk to positive self-talk. That requires some self-honesty, and like I said before, there are some things I didn't want to recognize about myself, but it's cool. When you accept those things and don't fight those things, you can deal with them and manage them better. So, when you are trying to do positive self-talk, it takes practice, and it's going to be weird, awkward, and uncomfortable. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm meditating, and I'm trying to talk to myself in a positive way, and I try to bring that through the rest of the day for myself, and it's weird and awkward and uncomfortable. Why? Let's think about this. If I've been Mr. Negative, and I haven't been like major negative, but if I've had a lot of negative thoughts for decades, the chances of me flipping that switch to go positive with everything, then that's just not going to happen. Patience is the process of those habits of changing from negative self-talk to positive self-talk. Then you have to recognize what your triggers are. Self-honesty again. Know what ticks you off. Know something about yourself where you know you're going to be in a situation where it's talking to certain people, certain situations, even certain places are going to like the whole negative. Maybe you're the DMV in line. That can really trigger people to be negative, as an example. Or talking to people who are toxic in your life. Oh, which reminds me. Build your tribe. If the people around you are just negative people, you're going to negative town all the time, and all they like to do is judge and complain and whatnot, change your tribe. I think I mentioned that in a last video or a couple of videos before. You have the power to have a new circle of friends. I recommend to my clients all the time. If you're trying to change your life, it may be good to, you don't have to let those friends go, but maybe expand that circle, expand your tribe so that you are with people who are more uplifting instead of the trash talking, judging, negative, who love the drama kind of people. That's just not good for anybody. All right. So laughter is always a good thing. Make yourself be in situations where you're going to laugh. Laughing is great medicine. It helps us to raise our levels of good moodness. I know there are chemicals that fire up also, but basically it makes you be in a good mood. Try doing that. Put yourself in situations where you're laughing, whether it be TV or movies, or around people who you always have a good time with, right? Again, it goes back to building that tribe. Positive affirmations. Positive affirmations. I used to think those were so woo-woo. Okay, I'll go ahead and say it. Positive affirmation. I mean, I thought it was like silly, right? But you know what? You've actually been doing affirmations all your life, but it's been negative. We all do affirmations. They're just negative. What we put into our brains, what we say to ourselves. So I've been being more intentional. And while I'm meditating, I'm trying to put, like I said, good things, positive things about myself and things I want to accomplish. Seeing myself, mentally rehearsing myself as the person that I'd like to be. And again, it's weird and awkward and uncomfortable because for so long you've been negative, but now you want to be positive. It's just not going to happen overnight. I'm sorry. I wish it could be that way, believe me. So take some time. I meditate about 20, 30 minutes a day, some in the morning, some in the evening, and I think it's working. I'll have to ask my wife behind the camera here to see what she thinks, but I think it's working. I'm trying to be more positive. And I think what made me uncomfortable before about being positive was I saw people I thought were being fake, and like having a Pollyanna kind of mentality, and everything was just sugar-coated and rainbows, puppies, and unicorns. I'm like, that is not real life. And to a point, I guess it's not. But you have the power to be intentional to make things positive in your life, and that is so cool. And now I'm passing it on to my clients, and I see changes in their lives. So this is working. I'm really glad where this is going. Last thing. Sometimes we are just negative. And we have things that happen in our life where it's just dark and we have clouds over our heads. And don't be afraid to reach out for help, support, mental health counselor or something like that, or even a coach. Sometimes we just can't do it on our own. I'm not saying you need medicine. I'm not saying you need to be on drugs or in an institution. I'm just saying sometimes we need to reach out for help. And that is okay. I am a counselor. That's what I do for a living. So please, erase that stigma. And if you need help with some coaching to change that from negative to positive, then please do it. I think if I can do it, anybody can. Because I said for decades, I've been I don't want to give you the impression I've been like Mr. Negative, but I think I could have been more positive in my life up to this point. And I'm happier. And I'm glad this is what's going on in my life, and it makes me feel empowered, like I have control, like I can choose to be happy. Like, duh, right? But when you don't think you have that power and control, then you are literally just reacting. I know I talked about that in my other video. You're just reacting to whatever's going on in your life, whether it be friends, people, situations, whatever. But being positive empowers you and gives you the ability to respond to people, places, situations, whatever. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool. So this is my video this week. I hope you all have gotten something positive from the words that I've shared with you all today. But if nothing else, remember, this is your life. This is your story. You have the power to write it or rewrite it as many times as you want. Please subscribe. Please hit that bell. Check out my other videos. I have them. I have a whole catalog of them now. I'm trying, right? So check them out. Every Sunday I come out with a video. Please have a fantastic week.